Dear students, today we will be talking about inductive reactance followed by capacitive reactance, and then we will solve some numerical problems on RL circuit, RC circuit as well on RLC circuit. This video may be divided into some parts. If time permits, we will try to cover all those elements in one video, otherwise it will be split into 2 or 3 parts. So now let's get into the inductive reactance part. So as you can see over here, I have written a this is an inductor, right? This is an inductor. Current is passing through this one, and due to this current, a voltage will be generated. There will be a voltage drop, and the voltage is written down like this. The notation is written like this one: V is equal to Vm sine omega t. And previously we knew that in an inductive circuit, voltage leads the current by 90 degrees. So this is a thumb rule, and you must need to know this one. This is a very common thing you need to remember. So as you can see over here, the V notation is denoted with V is equal to Vm sine omega t, right? So in phasor form, this is written in normal notations in trigonometric formula. If we write it down in phasor form, we can write it as V is equal to V of 0 degrees. So you need to remember this one. Okay then, but from Ohm's law, what do we know? So Ohm's law actually tells us, what does the Ohm's law tell us? Ohm's law tells us the value of current can be found out by dividing voltage over the resistance. In this case, it shouldn't be the resistance. In this case, it will be the reactance, right? It is an inductive circuit. Due to that inductive circuit, we need to write down XL. Instead of writing down R, we are writing down X of L. So the value of V in this case is V of angle 0, and the value of XL is XL. And what about this angle? There must be some angle or phasors that will be associated with this one, right? We actually write it down as theta of L. Okay then. So this thing V over XL should remain. Let's take this as it is, and the upper the value that is in the numerator side, we write down as it is minus theta of L. So you might be little bit confused how I have written this down. If some phasor form is in the numerator part and another phasor form is in the denominator, what we actually do is we subtract the value that is in the denominator from the numerator, and this is how it is being written. So you need to remember this one. So as we know that in an inductive circuit, V leads the current I by 90 degrees. It must have an angle of, it means what? The current must have an angle of minus 90 degrees associated with this, right? Isn't it so? V leads the current by 90 degrees. So current I should have an angle minus 90 degrees associated with this one. So to satisfy this condition, if we want to satisfy this condition, what should be done? So as you can see over here, the current, in this case, the value I have written down is this one, V over XL, right? V over XL, the phasor is 0 minus theta of L. But in inductive case, we know that voltage, let me write this down, voltage leads the current by 90 degrees, right? Isn't it so? You need to remember this one. It's a thumb rule. V leads the current by 90 degrees. So I must be, or in other words, we can say I is lagging the voltage by minus 90 degrees. So in that case, we can write I must have an angle of an angle of minus 90 degrees, isn't it? Associated with it, isn't it so? So to satisfy this condition, to satisfy this condition, what we need to do, as we have figured out the value of I here, it is 0 minus theta of L. So in this case, to satisfy this condition, there is a minus sign in the left side of this theta L. To satisfy this condition, the value of theta L should be positive, right? So this is what we need to remember. So I must have an angle of minus 90 degrees. To satisfy this condition, theta of L should be positive. So this is what you need to remember. Anything else? Is there anything else we need to figure out? So that should be positive. This is the sign. What about the quantity? It should be plus 90 degrees, right? So now if we replace theta of L, and let's say this is our equation 1, we are left out with a value of I equals V over XL. 0 minus into theta of L is plus 90 degrees. So it gives us a value of V over X of L minus 90 degrees. So this is what we get, the value of current. Okay. So this thing you need to remember. So the thumb rule is to remember that in inductive circuit, in an inductive circuit, voltage leads the current by 90 degrees. Okay, voltage leads the current by 90 degrees. And in other words, you can also say that the fact theta of theta L is equal to 90 degrees can be employed to some polar forms to inductive reactance to ensure the proper phase relationship between the voltage and current of an inductor, right? And there is another thing, there is another important thing you need to remember is the relationship between the reactance and inductance. Z of L should be X of L with an angle of 90 degrees. You need to remember this one and it will come in handy. Okay, this will be very helpful. This is what do you call it? This is our reactance, right? This is our reactance and this thing is called as inductance. So this is the relationship between reactance and inductance. You need to memorize this one. In simple words, I can say this. Memorize this one. It will be helpful for solving out later problems. Z of L is equal to X of L with a phase angle of 90 degrees. Okay then. So this is all about inductive reactance. In the next lecture, we will be talking about capacitive reactance.